Things are looking a little ebongweni maximum prison for the man who allegedly shot and killed witness D. And let me explain.
You must start me again. You must start me again. You must shoot me. You know. Andy, don't worry. Shoot! You understand now? You end your life. You take your life. You take your life. You take your life. You fight your life. You are the I'll fuck you up, man. Take your life. Something. You are fighting now. You are shooting your gun down. You try now. Shoot. Man, you're fighting the man. You are shooting. What? You will not fight this. I'll take your gun. I'll take your gun from your professor. You will steal. You will steal.
You see this clip? This was taken at a mall in Sandton City last year. The man who has a gun in his hand out in public at the mall is Matipandile Sotheni. The man who is being accused of shooting witness D outside his home in Brakpan on December 5, 2025. Matipandile's name was only released a few hours ago when he appeared at the Brakpan Magistrate Court on Monday, March 16, 2026. But social media is already buzzing. So we already know that he is a very skilled former police task force member. He knows his way with guns, but it also appears that he is a man who is not afraid to whip out his gun any minute, anywhere, in front of anyone, just to prove his point like he did in Sandton. According to reports, Matipandile is a personal protector of a tobacco industry tycoon. He is employed by a private wealthy individual. But according to Matipandile's social media pages, he himself is living large. And the police say this is how they found out about him.
In the blue uniform. So this is the first big case for the Madlanga task team. The task team that was established by the National Commissioner, General Fane Masemola, on instruction by the President to look into criminal cases that are related to the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. So this team was established in early February, and on the 8th of February, they started with investigating this particular murder, the murder of Marius van der Merwe. So when we look at this case, we take it back to, it's got links to the murder of Emmanuel Mbenze in 2022. Everything starts there. Because when witness D appeared before the Madlanga Commission, he implicated certain individuals. And following that, our investigation does indicate that you will recall that witness D, I think, testified before the Madlanga Commission early November. By the end of November, these suspects started then following him, tailing him. So we can say that the plan to eliminate him came after he appeared before the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry and he implicated certain individuals in the murder of Emmanuel Mbenze. So they started tailing him end of November, and on the 5th of December, just after 8:30, they executed their plan. They eliminated him to silence him, because our investigation tells us that he knew a lot. He had already deposed an affidavit before the Madlanga Commission that was implicating quite a few individuals. Then fast forward to right after Marius van der Merwe, witness D, was killed. The SAPS in Gauteng, our Gauteng detectives, then took 2 people into questioning. The first, Viande Pretorius, who we believe was the main suspect in the murder of Marius van der Merwe. Fast forward to February, he then commits suicide at a filling station. And you will recall that I had indicated at that time that he was our primary suspect, Viandre Pretorius, in the murder of witness D. Upon further investigation, I think the team worked quite hard piecing evidence together, gathering all information. They then find that there were about 2 people in that car. You'll recall that it was a drive-by shooting on the night that witness D was killed. And according to our investigation, the gunman who shot witness D shot him from the car. And that could only be possible if you've got a highly trained gunman to do so. He shot 2 shots, and witness D was killed by 1 shot. So it tells you that given the background of Sotheni, they knew that Sotheni would do a clean job. He would execute and eliminate witness D on the spot because of his training, because of the training that our special task force members receive. So they knew that he was the best person for the job. So we then continued with investigations, and according to our investigation, Viandre Pretorius on that evening was the driver of the Suzuki Swift that was used in the drive-by shooting. And Sotheni was then in the passenger seat, and he pulled the trigger. 2 shots, 1 shot that killed Marius van der Merwe. So our overwhelming evidence then places them both on the scene. And it also tells us that this particular Suzuki Swift was the one that was driven by Sotheni while he was tailing witness D for quite some time, starting off from the end of November up until that hit was executed on the 5th of December. So the SAPS has been quite hard at work. The detectives have been on the ground, and we unfortunately did find out that the Suzuki Swift belongs actually to the girlfriend of Sotheni. So the team has worked hard in this particular case. We brought the murder charges, conspiracy to commit murder, but at the time that he was arrested, he was found with hundreds of various caliber of ammunition as well, which is quite concerning. But those charges will be added at a later stage, I think. But I think the NPA will then elaborate further on the charges that Sotheni is facing. At this stage, we cannot rule out the possibility of further arrests, but we are quite confident that we have the shooter, the gunman who pulled the trigger on that evening that killed witness D. We are continuing with investigations where we are following up on several individuals that we think would have also had a hand in this particular murder. Like I indicated, witness D implicated several individuals before the Madlanga Commission, and I think people started panicking because they knew that he knew too much. He became a threat, he became a danger to them, and that's when the plan to execute him was then born. And then it was then executed, and here we are now. So well done to the team. I think within less than a month of them starting with investigations, they've done quite great work. They've seized the car that was used in the drive-by shooting. We've got the gunman, and we do believe that the driver of that vehicle that evening committed suicide in February. We are still looking for the AK-47 because our ballistics team that was on the scene that evening did highlight that the firearm that was used in the killing of witness D, it is an AK-47. So we have obtained the J51, the search and seizure warrants, to check several properties where we think that Sotheni may have hid the weapon. So we are still looking for that AK-47, but in terms of arrest, we think we've got our guy. We've got the person who killed witness D.
And we had Brigadier Athlenda right. The gun is still missing. Matipandile's official charges include murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and attempted murder. The case has been postponed to 25 March 2026 for a formal bail application.
Today is the 16th of March 2026, number 8203 of 2026, State versus Matipandile Sotheni.
What are your thoughts on this case? Let's talk in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe. I will see you on the next one.